Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Alvin here. Today we are quite intrigued by the news of late in terms of technology making you spend your money. Today, these few days, I don't know how many days, we have not one, not two, but like 3 announcements from the big companies to make you spend money. Huawei, Apple, and Sony announced their flagship consoles and phones, and it's a whirlwind of thoughts, and I just can't wrap my head around it because as me who spending less, maybe back in the day I will be like in awe about it, but now I look at these products, I don't really get it at all. Let's dive into it. You must also be wondering the same thing if you click on this video, so let's get right to it, shall we? Let's talk about the biggest elephant in the room, maybe the biggest price point there is in announcements, and it's the Huawei Mate XT tri-folding phone. Tri-folding means it actually has 3 panels folding as like a Z, Z folding kind. I'll just put the promotional video that Huawei just released, and it looks good. I'll be frank with you, but after thinking for so long, and if you have taken the subway, train, the buses, along your commute anywhere, have you actually seen anybody use the folding phone for the matter? The Samsung one or even the Huawei one? I don't see it. I don't know who's the consumers they are targeting at. For me, I don't even know why a folding phone exists, because if like a drawer or a cupboard, when you keep opening and closing it, opening and closing it, opening and closing it, bounce the break, right?
You can hear it.
Right. It's a given that that hinge, it will break eventually, or it will wear and tear. Also, the fact that it's eyesore, isn't it? You open it, that crease over there will always be there. It's not going to go away. Technology will maybe eventually get rid of it, but if you fold something, it will have a crease because it needs to crease, it needs to get folded down. This is entirely something that I don't get. And of course, the Huawei Mate XT tri-folding phone, it has 3 panels, right? So it's already bad enough there's 1 phone thickness. So there's 3 now. 3. So where are you going to put the phone? You have to put it in the pocket. It looks awfully bulgy. You have to put it in your bag or something. So it defeats the purpose. And at the price point, I have to get to the price point. It's a whopping $2,800 US dollars for that phone. It was, of course, stealing the spotlight from Apple, the iPhone 6 announcement, which we will talk about that later. Mind-boggling. The fact also remains that it has garnered 3.6 million pre-orders in China alone. You must be wondering why it might be garnering such big, pre-orders, such big demand for it. Firstly, I believe many of the enthusiasts in the technology space very, very into it. I'm looking at the comments from the YouTube. A lot of them are actually saying that it's a very good thing. It's just wow, it's mind-boggling. They want one and all that, and that price point is not stopping them. I mean, for me, I'm not touching it at all. I'm using my phone just solely as a phone. But the other thing I would argue is also the fact that it actually is only currently exclusive to Chinese markets. Meaning I'm not in the phone game market, anything. Comment down below if you maybe have more details about it. But if it's currently exclusive to Chinese markets, means many are speculating that the price will go even higher at that price point. So I don't know. I will use my phone primarily as a phone. And then if I want to present something, I would bust out my iPad, my Note, something that I can present on a bigger screen perhaps, and is much, much cheaper. Comment down below if you're into the Huawei, Mate XT tri-folding phone. I mean, it folds 2 times, so that's the gimmick, I guess. What technology comes in it, who knows? Comment down below. The next thing I want to talk about is the Sony PlayStation 5, which has a Pro model coming out soon. That's not really a surprise, as with all iterations of the previous PlayStations, there have been a Pro version to keep up with the technology, so to speak. And surprisingly, the PS5, the PlayStation 5 has been around for 4 years. They've actually made a slim version of it not too long ago, and then they're making a pro version of it. This pro version is a bit mind-boggling more so than anything, because as with the other pro versions on the previous times, there's a disk drive. This time they actually excluded it, and it doesn't really bode well for the future in terms of physical media, but that will be another story altogether. This time it's just the price point that is like $799, something that for a bigger GPU, I don't know what AI they are going to implement, and of course the graphics is going to be better, that you have to zoom in to see. I don't know, man. I'm a bit lost for words for why they actually not included the disk drive as a package. And game developers, they will never make anything just solely for the PS5 Pro, because it will alienate a lot of consumers who are already not actually buying the PS5 in the first place. The PS5, from the lack of games, and people are lamenting the fact that it's the worst console probably in the entire generation of consoles. This is something that truly is bewildering, that they've not done something more to it. And with the Switch 2 announcement coming up very soon, I hope that will step up or make things better for the console industry, because right now the PlayStation 5 is getting off flick because of this issue that we're spending more for something that you have to, again, zoom all the way in. You get my drift? So it's something that I'm steering away from it. I have a PS5. I bought it since day one. You can click on this video how I got it. And with the Switch 2, or whatever they're going to call it, I will be wary of buying into the hype. You can get it, you can get it, you cannot get it, just so be it. Don't buy into the scalper price. That's what I'm saying. The last thing I want to talk about is the iPhone, generation. Next generation is iPhone 16. iPhone 16 is something that we'll anticipate every year on year. Everybody keeps, iPhone is not innovating enough, and yet their sales are through the roof. The share price keep on going up because of the fact that Apple, the iPhone ecosystem, is intertwined with each other. That to move out to Android will be a different ball game, because it takes a lot of work to just shift everything out to another platform, so to speak. But at this juncture, for me, I do need to replace my iPhone, because my iPhone is the iPhone 11. And of course, the one thing which is the dumbest thing that I can think of why I have to replace it is because even though the screen is broken, look at the screen. You look at it. Look at this screen. Look at the screen. It's bleeding. It has been bleeding for very long. It started with a very small little dot at the top, the black dot, then it spread all the way because the screen has been broken, because I didn't really drop it. I dropped a parcel, a 4 kg parcel on it, and it broke. And I've been using it since day one. And I actually filmed my most trending video. You can have a look at this video that I did, a day life of me. I did it using this phone. This phone was my go-to when I was filming it. Everything was filmed on this phone. And a sad thing that I need to actually change my phone to a better version, because when I was in Japan, this one maybe you need to know, if you're using an older phone, the SIM cards that you buy that slot in straight away and use, I don't know why my phone can't register the SIM card. My wife, who's using an iPhone 15, is okay with it. So my iPhone 11, I believe, is because of the updates, because it's an older phone. Maybe it's because of the cracked screen. Maybe it's because of the face recognition, because as you can tell, the face recognition is really long gone. There's the camera is really dead. I need to upgrade my phone. I have to upgrade it. And then, that's the reason why I'm buying the iPhone 16. But the iPhone 16, at least it's a leap up, because it's really like 5 years. So that one I will be buying. I'm not really into the price tag. I believe it's about $1,000 over. I'll buy maybe the base model, because the base model has a white screen, because the iPhone is my go-to phone irregardless. So that's the reason why I'll be buying the iPhone 16. And I will be unveiling it in my channel here when it comes out. I'm not gonna buy it on the spot. I'll be very frank with you, because I mean, let's be honest. I most likely will buy it and see if it's available on the spot. If it is, I'll get it. If it doesn't, I'm not gonna panic over it, because this phone is still worth using, even in this state. So that's me talking about the technology, all this. I don't know, I feel dumber, or the technology is dumber lately. It's getting a bit annoying at the price point. I don't know who can afford it, because you see the comments, everybody's going ooh and ah about it, but when you go around Singapore context, I don't see anybody even using the damn folding phones for that matter. That's me, I guess. I'm happy with what I have, and that's the tagline for whatever I do on this channel. I'll see you around. Take care, everyone. I'll see you when I see you. Bye bye.